All right, if everybody's ready, Mr. Preston was not able to be here tonight, so I'll be handling his duties tonight. If everybody's ready to go, we will call the March the 24th, 2022 Coffee County Board of Education work session to order. And Dr. Lease is going to give our invocation.
Thank you, Mr. Locke. We please bow your head. Father, we thank thee for thy many blessings. Keep us from harm. Teach us to be true to each other, ourselves, and thee. Lord, guide and direct us as we do the work of the Coffee County school system here tonight in the best interest of our students, families, and our employees. And protect all of our employees and our students as we go through the day-to-day schooling activities. So, Lord, just be with us tonight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, everybody's had a chance to look at the agenda. If we don't have any reason to make any adjustments, can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wade, second by Mr. Jowers. Agenda is adopted. Dr. Lease.
Yes, sir. School update. Our first item of business tonight is our school update, and we have Ms. Lori Bratcher here from Nichols Elementary School, along with Ms. Pam Elrod, and so we will have them do their presentation. If y'all want to come forward.
Good evening, everybody.
Howdy.
We're going to start out by talking to you today a little bit about the climate that we've worked to create in our school this year. That's kind of the focus we want to go back. That's how we want to get started today, is just talk about our climate. And Ms. Elrod is going to share our academic goals and what we're doing to accomplish those goals. But we really wanted to put a greater focus on the social and emotional needs of our students and how we have worked to teach our students how to be better human beings, how to be kind to one another, and most of all, how to love themselves. And we hope you enjoy what we have to share with you today. Next, please. And you can see our student demographics. Our enrollment is up by 27 students this year, so I was really excited when I looked that number up and I thought, I know this is higher, and I went back and looked at what I did this time last year, and we're up by 27 students. So we always get excited when we increase our enrollment. It's always fun to get a new student, and our as far as our other demographics, they are roughly the same, within a point or two different from what they normally run. And we have 30 certified staff and 16 classified staff. Our PBIS creed is that we are responsible, respectful, and safe. And then we have adopted this slogan for this year. Our motto is to start strong and finish stronger.
So at this time, I'll share with you just our academic goals that Ms. Bratcher mentioned. The first one is our math goal, and our focus for this year is math fluency and problem solving. So we kind of look at our data and kind of see the areas that we may need to make some improvements. So those are the two areas for math. So our goal is to increase our scores by 3% that are at grade level or above. And we measure this by the Georgia milestones and also our school-wide benchmarks. So you can see that the slide there shows some of the things that we're using. These are just things that we're using to try to reach these goals. And I won't name them all, but there's a couple. You can see that analyzing new standards. And we know that we're getting new math standards for the 23-24 school year. So we've already been kind of looking as a school and as a county as well to kind of get familiar with those new standards and just kind of get an idea of how we'll be implementing those. So we're working on that. And then you see reflex math there, and that's something that we're seeing success with math fluency, which is, again, one of our goals. And that's just the individualized adaptive computer program that, you know, that they work on their fluency. On the next slide, basically it's the goal looks the same, but this one addresses our ELA, and our goal there is reading fluency and writing. And again, we're trying to increase by 3%. So you see the 7 strength of a super reader. Those are some of the things that we're working on. We're doing STAR again and AR. And then you see the color writing. That's something that we're seeing that the kids love, the teachers love. We're seeing success with that. And Ms. Bratcher has a little clip that she wants to show. It's just a student kind of explaining how that works. And so hopefully you'll enjoy that.
And that's on the next slide. Logan, we have an example here. These are just some pictures of our students and some of them doing some things. A couple of my pictures didn't show up there. I don't know what's happened there. But there's one of a kid holding a guinea pig, and he is adorable. I hate he's not up there. Oh my goodness, he didn't have any teeth in the front. He's so cute. Then there was another one of a student holding the dog. The teacher brought her dog to school that day, and all the kids got to take turns reading their book to the dog. It was really cute. But oh well. If you'll click on that link, Logan, and skip to 1 minute, 5 seconds, somewhere in there. And this little girl, she just came, and the teacher likes to send their students to us when they complete their color writing, and they'll read it to us. Well, now that worked really good for me. Okay. But she came to my office to read it, and so I asked her if she would mind explaining what the different colors meant. So at about 1 minute or so.
Greenlee is always, and she is the best. All of these people love me, and I love them a lot. I am very lucky.
Greenlee, can you tell me about the different colors? What does that orange mean?
It's the topic.
Okay.
And she's second grade.
Go through each color and tell me what each color stands for.
And this green one is an R because it's supposed to stand for one. The family is green because we pick different colors for the people.
Okay.
And then we have the green for the friends and red for my teacher.
Okay.
And then when you make the sentence about it, if you did family, you have to underline it blue.
Okay.
And if you did about your friends, you have to underline it green.
Okay.
And then if you wrote about this one, you'll have to write it red.
Gotcha.
And then this is a C. And you got it, it's telling you about.
Is this the C? Do you remember what the C stands for, what that word is? Conclusion?
Conclusion.
Yes, that's the conclusion. All right, you did a great job.
So we're just really excited about our second graders who are actually, that's the beginnings of your 5-paragraph essay, and they're learning how to have their 3 points and then how to match their sentences to those points with the colors. And she obviously knows what she's doing because that was impromptu. She had no idea.
Did you say second grade?
Second. That was
That's
second
great.
grade.
That's fantastic.
And she just came to me to read, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is good. And so I started videoing her, and that was not planned. So she remembered all of that and was able to explain her learning just that quickly on the spot. So I was really impressed with that. Miss Elroy?
Okay, so this is our PBIS team, or some of the PBIS team. You see some of the staff there, some teachers, and of course us. We also have some parent representatives, and from time to time we use students when it's appropriate, just for input. So we're really proud of our PBIS team. We've actually been kind of designated as leaders in our RESA district, and our notebook that our coach has created, our PBIS notebook, has been shared with all the other districts, so they have access to what we do at Nichols. And we've also been involved with kind of doing some PBIS training in some of the other districts. So we're real excited, and we're proud of the progress that we've made there. Our PBIS team kind of works hand in hand with our wellness team. It kind of all ties together to ensure that we're meeting the needs of all our students. And then we've also been asked to pilot a new addition to PBIS. The state has asked us to pilot this, and it's called TIPS, which stands for Team Initiated Problem Solving. So basically what we're doing is when we meet, we have a new form, and we identify any problems that we see, and then we brainstorm for solutions, and then of course we implement those solutions to try to fix the problem. So we're currently, like I said, piloting that. So far we are liking the progress that we see with that.
And like I said before, our focus, and the reason for this is our leadership team decided this as we talked over the summer. We decided that we needed to have a greater focus on the social and emotional skill set for our students. We know how things have changed over the past few years, and we realize there's some pieces missing in what our students need, and we're trying to provide that at school along with the academic learning. And we're very, very excited about the progress that we've made there. So we've created activities during our tribe time, which is when we kind of focus on our character words. And we've used topics that we felt would best meet the emotional and social needs of our students. And the first word was belonging. And you can go to the next slide, Logan. And with this, we tried to help the students find a place where they belong. We wanted them to understand they belong to our school. They are a part of their class. Their class is a family, and this was our first word, so we started out August with this. And each grade level did something different, and you can see the little girl on the left, she has on her hand there some areas where she belongs and some good things about that. So we really focused on that because we wanted to start out the year with the children feeling as though they were a part of something, whether it was the school, the classroom, a group of friends, or whatever it might be. And then on to the next slide, another topic, and we had several that we did. I'm not going to share all of them with you, but this one was friendship, and we also linked the color with it so that everybody would wear that color on that day to really make it more special and let the kids know what we're doing. But we've realized, and we've talked about this, especially with our PBIS team, the way we analyze the behaviors and what those students are doing and not doing, we realize that children don't know how to be friends. They don't know how to play together, and they just need to be taught some of those basic concepts of how to be a good friend. So we focused on that, and we kind of extended that throughout the whole year, but we did focus on that for one complete day. And they created friendship bracelets, friendship chains, and other things, and you can skip on to the next slide. I think I have a few more pictures to show our friendship. And the right picture there is kindergarten, where they came up with different words of what it meant to be a good friend. And then the next slide is unity. And another picture did not show up. What has happened? That was an important picture too.
It's Logan's fault.
Logan, did you sabotage? Okay, so that kid had the guinea pig too. We had a pair of students who were holding guinea pigs. Now we had some guinea pigs in our academic coach's room, and they get our guinea pig passes to go and play with the guinea pigs. And y'all are not getting to see that. Y'all are going to have to go to our Facebook page, and Zip has got all this stuff on it. But we tied unity with Unity Day. We talked about that with our tribe time, and we talked about bullying. Everybody wore orange, and you can see on the bottom left where the students are saying no to bullying. On the right, there was a cute picture with an anti-bullying pledge that the kids had all signed, and then of course our sweet little guinea pig will not appear on any page. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This one we did in February. It was courage. Everybody either could wear red or dress up like an African American historical figure. And we linked courage to that because we focused on the historical figures for Black History Month who exhibited courage. And we had a wax museum, and we had some of our kids to dress up like the different historical figures, and all the students in the school got to walk through and see that. And we also had some community members. Our new chief of police who was there, Chief Fields, he was there as well. So we really had a good time with that, and we taught the students about courage and how important that is, and linked that to Black history as well. And then the next slide. Okay. And all of these pictures are there, but there are no guinea pigs on this one. But we also wanted to talk about different cultures because we know that's part of our school improvement plan and our county plan. So we have focused on that this year. We had Hispanic Heritage during that month where we celebrated that. And we had parents who actually volunteered and brought food and set up kind of a fiesta so the students could go through and sample some snacks and good little treats, and students could dress up as well, and you can see that. Of course, we wanted to increase students' knowledge and tolerance of other cultures as we did this. And again, we did that for Black History Month with the museum that we did. And then we most recently did that with St. Patrick's Day. So we took that up a notch. We taught about the Irish culture. We involved the word hope. And we taught them about hope, and they got to have different, the guinea pig. Is he there? There he is. He made an appearance. Thank you, Logan. Okay, so you can see some of the different activities. We dressed in green, and then the students talked about hope, and we linked that to the Irish culture and how the Irish immigrants came to the United States with hope of a new future and hope of a new life. And so we really tried to get a really big bang for our book on St. Patrick's Day. Thank you, Logan. All right, our next slide. None of this could be possible without the best staff in Coffee County, so we wanted to introduce them to you. And in pre-K, we have Mr. Bagley, Ms. Hutchison, Ms. Chambers, and Ms. Sutherland. And then if you see on the right, we also included Mr. Darrell Williams there on the right there with Ms. Chambers, because he is an asset to our school. He comes and helps our pre-K identifying students with special needs, and he works with those students once a week, and we just really appreciate everything he does for us to help us. And just hold it right there, Logan.
Okay, so as Ms. Bratcher goes through each grade level, we wanted to share some shout-outs. That we do shout-outs for our students and staff, but we wanted to share some of the student ones. These are ones that these teachers have. And basically what we do is we use these shout-outs to tie together our PBIS. It may be the PBIS expectations. We may see a child that is being respectful or being responsible, safe, whatever the case may be. Or we tie it to, like Ms. Bratcher was sharing on the character traits that tie in with our tribe time. Could be belonging, friendship, all those that you saw. So these shout-outs are it's just an easy little simple way that we can recognize and reward our students when we see them doing these things that we've asked them to do, the things that we've taught them. So the first one, these are actual shout-outs that our teachers have done. Normally we have the student's name in there so their peers and everybody knows who this shout-out is to, but we just put this student. So in pre-K our shout-out is, this student follows directions and is always kind to peers.
Keep going.
Okay, and our next slide, you can see our kindergarten teachers. Obviously, this was our Halloween dress-up day. And this is Miss Kirkland, Miss Meeks, Miss Waters, Miss Tillman, Miss Thomas, and Miss Tillman again. So we have a Miss Tillman who's not married and a Mrs. Tillman. So there's two of those. That's the teachers and their parapros.
And our kindergarten shout out to one of our students was, this student shows responsibility each morning by coming in and beginning morning work without having to be told.
And in first grade, we have Miss Edge, Miss Hutchison, and Miss Silas.
This student is a delight to have in class. He shows respect to teachers and fellow students.
In second grade, we just have two teachers, Mrs. Reed and Miss Merritt.
This student is the definition of a rockin' redskin. She tries her hardest on everything she does. She never gets into trouble and is a role model for her peers.
And third grade, we have Miss Boggs, Miss Guerrero, and Miss McKinnon.
And this shout out for third grade is, this student works hard and follows directions and is the first student in her grade level to complete addition and subtraction and reflex math. She always has a smile on her face and tries to make the best of every moment.
In fourth grade, we have Miss Harper and Miss Robertson.
And the shout out is, this student is a very energetic participant in class. He has truly learned to shine by thinking outside the box and answering the tough questions.
And in fifth grade, we have Miss Perry and Miss Lewis.
This student is a friend to all. She works very hard and shows great rocking redskin behaviors. So these shout outs these are just one example. We do many, but it just kind of lets you know how the staff is trying to pull in and recognize these students for the things that we've shown you on the previous slides.
And our support staff, we have Miss Cole, Miss Miller, Miss Carver, Miss Tyre, Miss Tanner, Miss Spell, Miss Anderson, our academic coach, and Miss Hatton and Miss Drew. And this is a mixture of parapros, our special education staff, and this is just a phenomenal group of ladies. They provide that safety net for our struggling students, and they are the ones who are able to help us make success happen for those students who normally would not experience success. Because our goal is to make sure that every student at some point feels success before they leave our building. And then we're going to skip on to, this is our media center, Miss Rita, Miss Thomas. And then we have our cafeteria staff, Miss Sonia, Miss Becky, Miss Sandra, and Miss Kay. And they are fabulous, and we love them, Miss Dawn. They're great. And last, our other support staff. I will say our coach, y'all know how those coaches are. We could not get his picture, so he's not in there. But our other office staff and other support staff, of course, Miss Elrod and I up there as Batman and Wonder Woman. And then we have on the right our office staff, Miss Dial and Miss Burke. They hold down the fort and take care of business. And then Miss Wilcox is in the middle at the bottom there of Miss Elrod and myself, and she is fabulous. She's our counselor, and we love her. And then in the middle is Miss Anderson, our nurse, and then on the bottom right corner is Miss Laura. And Miss Laura is our day porter, and I would like to say thank you for giving us our day porter. We love having her, and we just couldn't do it without her. So I do thank y'all for allowing us to have that person. And then our governing council, and there's another missing picture, but this is our governing council. I didn't put our staff members, but our governing council is very active. They participate. I have no problems getting people to attend the meetings. They are there. And this is all of them. We have Ms. McGowan on the left, and then we have Mr. Joel Williams. He's a parent representative. Ms. McGowan is a community rep. And then at the top there is Ms. Layla Tinajero, and she is a parent representative. And then on the right is Mr. Hant Meeks, and he's a parent representative. And in the bottom missing is Brother Jackie Jones, and he's a community representative. And they are all very supportive, and we appreciate everything they do for us. And our last slide are just a few more pictures with a couple missing of our students and the great things they do. And I was just going to see if y'all have any questions.
No, ma'am. That was good.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Next on the agenda, we have the minutes from our February meeting. You've had a chance to review those minutes. Are there any questions, amendments to the minutes, any changes? Seeing no objection, we'll place those on the consent agenda for the regular meeting. Financial report. We have our monthly financial report. Recommending approval of financial reports. I'm going to pull up the first one. Logan and Ms. Young, you want to walk us through that report?
Yes, sir. This is our financial report as of February 2022. And we have a beginning fund balance for this fiscal year at $22,765,555.80. And as of February the 28th, 2022, our end of the month fund equity is $28,612,084.78. The next report is our comparison report that compares the past 3 fiscal years. And you can see as of last month, we've dipped just a little bit, but compared to the previous 3 years, we've slightly decreased or slightly increased between the months of January and February there. This report here details the revenues and expenditures by the different categories of the school system. The first portion is our revenues, and our local revenues begins with our locals and follows through with our state and federal revenues. And as of the month of February, the revenue was $44,950,085.28. The next portion of the report shows our expenditures as of February through the different functions of the school system. And as of February, The expenditures totaled $39,103,556.30. The report here is our SPLOS report. As of February, the revenue from the month of February is $596,486.89. And compared to last February of 21, it's up, a little bit, but from last month, we're down some. Any questions or any thing with those reports?
Looks good. All right. Please, as the board will place those reports on the consent agenda. Next up is the audit report. We had our annual audit and had the exit review a couple of months back. Mr. Jowers was the chairman at that time, and so Mr. Jowers attended the exit report, and we received a letter and very, very good audit, very, very good audit. There were no findings, and just a very successful audit. They looked at our federal funds, the ESSER funding that we had used at that time, and there were no problems with any of that. And so, real pleased with this audit. It may be one of the best we've ever had. So I appreciate all the departments, everybody in the various departments who deals with financials and spending funds and such as that. And thank you to all of our principals and all of our staff at the school level. It goes all the way down to our bookkeepers in the schools. They look at those reports, they look at those books, and so system-wide, our people are doing a really good job of budgeting and the financials. So just want to thank everybody for what they're doing this year. I know you have meetings with the bookkeepers and have updates and such as that, and so just thank your staff too from the board, because it's just a good thing to have a really clean audit. So, and this is presented to the board as information. Are there any questions? It's a lengthy document, and your free time, if you want to read through that. And all right. Are there any other comments about the financials, Ms. Young?
No, sir.
All right, moving forward, we have carpet cleaner purchase. We've got Mr. Spikes here, who is requesting the purchase of these carpet cleaners, and we spoke prior to the meeting, and we're asking the board to approve this tonight. So most times we will let the item sit for a month, but the company that we're purchasing from tells us, like a lot of things, prices could change over a month. So we don't want to wait on the price to go up, because it doesn't look like things are going down right now. So this will give us the ability to clean carpets in our buildings. Are there any questions about that? All right. Policy revision. We put this in front of the board last month, policy GARH, and essentially what this does, it removes the 45-day limit on the number of unused sick days that our classified staff can use or cash out when they leave us or they retire. So this will basically let them bank as many days as they want as they're working for us, and if they work 25 or 30 years, they could bank quite a number of days, and then they could take those with them, the dollar amount, when they leave. And so this will be a benefit to our bus drivers and to our nutrition workers and any of the staff that's on public school retirement. And of course, public school retirement is not as strong as teacher retirement, so this will be a benefit for those who are on public school retirement. Any questions about that? I will share with the board that I went to a meeting Monday, went to a Brantley County Board of Education meeting Monday. They had a work session Monday, at 11 a.m. And so I attended that meeting along with 4 other superintendents, Ware County, Charlton County, and one other county in our RISA district attended also. And we met with some state legislators, and we met with some folks at the state capitol. There was a fellow there from the governor's office who zoomed in, and we all lobbied the participants in the meeting to look at some legislation next year to allow classified staff to be members of TRS. And so the legislators that were on the call are going to draft some legislation, and they are going to put that forward next year. It would be a two-year process. It takes legislation involving funding like that. They have to put it in front of the legislator 2 years or 2 sessions. But it appears that they are going to craft some legislation and put that in front of the legislator at the Capitol next year. So we're going to continue to lobby for our classified staff, especially bus drivers. That's the group that we met with locally, but the consensus of everybody at that meeting was to put it forward for all classified and give the systems the option to fund the groups or to fund it how they want to, because there may be some school systems that don't want to get involved with that, and then there may be other systems that do. But so anyways, just wanted to update the board on that and let you know that we are lobbying to put some more of our folks into TRS. All right. Governor supplements. Governor Kemp and the state legislator approved a $2,000 one-time supplement for all employees, full-time and part-time. So they are going to send the money down at the end of April. We're going to go ahead and fund it locally on April 1st is what we're planning to do before our people leave for the spring break. We can do that, and the money will come in the end of April. And so we're asking the board's approval tonight to move forward with doing that. And it'll be an electronic deposit that's made to every employee, part-time and full-time. And the only group that will not get it is substitutes. Some of them work one day a month or one day every 2 months, or some of them work more, but we can't really do that with substitutes. It's just but otherwise all employees. All right. Was there another piece to that? It's going to be funded using the money from the governor. They're using federal money to fund it and sending it down to us.
No, well, it'll be funded through the QBE at the end of April. But those that are not on the QBE formula, we're going to pick those up with the ESSER 2 funds.
That's right.
Okay.
The QBE funding formula, there's some employees that are not included in that, and that we don't get funding from the state for. We have to fund those positions locally. So we will use ESSER money, which is the federal recovery money, to fund those positions to make sure everybody receives it.
Will that include the people who are hired by this private company?
The custodial
staff?
That's not part of this at this time. You know, I know we've had some conversations about it, Ms. Johnson, and you know, but that's not part of this recommendation at this point. You know, but I'd certainly be willing to listen to whatever, you know, thoughts you have. So, what do you?
Well, they are part of the school system, although they're hired by a private company.
Yes, ma'am.
Could we suggest that the private company, so do we ever look at their records to see how they pay their employees?
Yes, ma'am. We did back in November. We provided, when they did the $1,000 supplement, we did fund that through the private company. KBS passed that along to those employees at that time. So we could do that. We could do that again. This would be $2,000. And so, you know, we could do it, yes, ma'am.
If we can do it, why don't we do it?
All right, well, that would be at the pleasure of the board. You know, I don't know how the other board members feel.
Yeah.
You know what that would cost?
Be roughly a
20,
120,000.
120, roughly.
60, they have approximately 60 contracted employees.
How much money is that California company taking out of these people's $1,000?
Well, they have to pay taxes based on the California taxes. That was the issue with that. And so we can't really control that. They're based out of California, and so it's, when we started doing business with that company, they were owned by Georgia Group. They were based out of actually out of South Georgia, I'm pretty sure. May have been the metro area, but they were a Georgia company. And then they were bought out by this group out of California, KBS. So we really can't control how they tax them in that regard, but we could fund it and then, you know, just pass it along to them.
We could bypass the company.
Well, we can't bypass the company, but we could pay the company to pay them. So,
And they'll
Like
be
Mr. Wade.
responsible for the taxes, the company will?
yeah. Yeah. We could,
They'll take the employee still paying the taxes on it.
yeah.
That's what they're saying, they're paying California taxes.
Yes, there is.
Yeah,
I don't think we should be giving Georgia tax money in California.
yeah.
But the people are from Georgia.
That's right. It's our money, we don't need to be giving to California.
We
Yeah,
may need to find somebody in Georgia that would
And get the company.
do it.
yeah. Well, it's up, right now, that's the arrangement, so, you know.
Because that way we can help these people, we need to help them,
Well, we can do it.
because they're part of our
Yeah.
system.
All right, well, if y'all want to amend the recommendation, we can include custodial staff in that. So, contracted custodial staff. At this point, that's my recommendation, that we include contracted custodial staff. Yes, sir.
I would have to think about it, but we might be able, without it being a gratuity, to make it to employees. We wouldn't want to, we'd want to let the company know it. It's kind of what in court would call a case of first impression. We might want to see if we could just let that 2,000 go directly to them, that we might need to take out amount for taxes.
Yeah, we might have to 1099 them.
A 1099
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
that'd be the minimum.
Yeah, but our folks have,
Check on that?
yeah,
Can't do it.
well,
We don't have all the information, or do we?
no, we'd have to run them all through. I mean,
That'd be
it's, I mean, we can easily do it through the contracted company, just run it through them. So,
Well, like Mr. Wade said, they're not gonna get much of that.
well, you know, we've talked with our financial folks and our HR folks, and, we can do it, we can 1099 them. We'll just do it, we'll make our people do it. We'll do it.
Well, we need to figure
Whatever
out-
it takes.
Need to figure out what the options are.
Yeah,
I can't look for or against something, I don't know exactly what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
well, we had looked into it, and the plan we had was to run it through the contracted service, if that's what we were gonna do.
And then the contract service will get the most.
They don't take any for themselves, they just
No, no,
use
no.
a higher tax rate.
Right.
It's not like they're keeping in any of the
Right,
money.
well,
We
they're
checked
taking
on
it from
that.
the employees.
Well, they're not taking it from them, it's just the rate they have to tax them at.
Uh-huh.
So, I say we just 1099. We just that's gonna be my recommendation, we just do it. If we have to do more work up here, we'll do more work up here. And we'll do what's best for the employees.
Figure out if you can do it first,
All right.
then we'll get a vote or something.
All right.
Find out what you can and can't do.
Well, we can include the 2,000 for all custodial staff. So we'll include the 2,000 for all custodial staff. How we pay them, we'll just work that out
There may be a
administratively.
difference in how you vote based on how you have to pay them.
Yeah,
What I'm saying, I mean, if you're gonna pay it to them and the company's gonna take more, not the company, but the tax is gonna take most of it, some people might not have the same vote as if you 1099.
Do we have
Yeah.
to match the social security like we do ours?
Not on a 1099.
Point is, we need to figure out what we're doing.
Yeah.
Just kind of look at it, see if we can get a
Yeah.
work
How you
around
gonna
it.
do it, and then you can take a vote on it, see if everybody's in
See.
favor or not.
yeah. Well, we can look at
See
it.
what we can,
We'll just back up and punt. And,
we'll figure out what we can do locally without sending it out there.
What's what I'm saying?
all right.
If you just paid the staff, custodial staff, $2,000, they're gonna be subject to state, federal withholding, and FICA, Ms. Johnson, has to be a match. If you do a 1099, it's just like almost, some independent contractor. You just pay it out there, and then they'd be responsible for reporting that on their own.
Most of those
Yeah,
guys
they
are
get the money, they get all the money.
They get all the
But that's
money.
up to them to do it, But that really wasn't, it's just that there's a large number of them, that's the issue. If we were talking about 3 or 4 or 5, that wouldn't be a big deal.
How
But,
many are we talking about?
about 60. So,
Okay.
And Ms. Johnson, as you know, generally the reason that you outsource it is because their company is responsible for everything. But certain
Well,
extent,
maybe I don't know, there may be another way to skin this cat, but,
Look at it and get back to us with something.
all right. All right, well, I'll withdraw that recommendation to fund the custodial staff 2,000, and we'll move forward with the recommendation to fund everybody
We don't
else.
have to do it tonight anyway, do we? I mean,
Well, we need to approve this tonight, so we go ahead and pay all of our employees
By April
on
1.
April
Well,
1st.
I understand that, but
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, better late than never.
Yeah.
Some of the others.
Better get it approved in April than not get it approved at all.
Yeah, so go ahead and approve doing the 2,000 for the custodial,
Not tonight.
All right.
just the employees.
so not for any of our other employees
Just the
either?
employees?
You can do those.
We can do
Yeah.
what you,
That's what's
First
got to
thing.
do.
Yeah, that's right, that's what I'm
That's what I'm
saying,
saying,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm, all right. Yes,
there's
sir.
no hurry on the custodial staff. right
Yeah,
now.
that's right, that's
As
right,
long as we get it done
that's right. Yes, sir,
before
All right.
school goes out.
that's right. All right, so we'll go with the original recommendation, which did not include the custodial staff. But Ms. Johnson, we are going to get away to get them that money,
Okay,
all right?
I hope so.
All right, yes, ma'am. All right. Any other questions? All right, we'll move forward. We'll get them that money if the board approves it.
I knew what you mean.
Executive session. I need to move to executive session to discuss personnel, the employment or disciplinary action or employees.
We have a motion to move executive session for the reasons stated, please.
Yes, sir.
Got a motion by Mr. Giles, second by Mr. Wade, all in favor? For executive session. Get a motion to exit executive session.
Move.
Mr. Giles. I'll second. Mr. Wade, all in favor? All right, we're out of executive session, and I will adjourn the work session.